Well, folks, I'm back again. It's been a challenging couple of months. I wanted to do a little intro today because apart from the weird things that have been happening to me physically and emotionally, some spiritual mysteries are again sort of emerging in my life. I don't know whether I mentioned this book some years ago. It's a book I've had in my library for quite some time. Free advertising campaign for the author, Richard Webster. He's a New Zealand-born author. But the weird thing about this book, folks, is the fact that, I was just sitting there amongst all my other books, and one day, probably around 2013, 2014, I noticed this one book completely soaked with water. I tried to dry it out, but now it's really become waterlogged, and you can see all the mold here that started to form. It's a book of magic. It's got all these talismans in it, and it's completely devouring the book. Just this moisture just keeps seeping out of the pages. So, I don't know, what do you make of that? Very strange, isn't it? It's true, I'm not making it up. It's waterlogged, and it doesn't seem to dry. But anyhow, that's an interesting little bit of esoteric information that I thought I'd start the month off with, but it also shows how the element of water can just, as soft as water is, it tends to overcome, doesn't it? I'm trying to learn that lesson right now about softness overcoming, especially living in the Philippines, driving on the roads here. Softness I would not class as one of my better personality traits, driving in the Philippines. But it stands to reason that water does overcome that softness, can slowly erode over time, even rocks and deep geological features on the planet. So softness is also able to help overcome a lot of those problems that we're dealing with. By softness, I mean yielding, in a sense, surrendering to what's happening. It doesn't mean giving up. It just means accepting. If there's a whole lot of shit going down, then you deal with it, but you try to just suck it up and go through it. And I think that's one of the lessons that I've been learning lately. Especially in my health, with the injuries and 2 bouts of bronchitis and pneumonia last December, injury to my arm, which seems to be returning, a lot of heavy transits, but you do the best you can, and you just have to, pardon me, plow through it like a steamer through ice, as an old friend of mine mentioned. You need to have a butterfly heart to enjoy the moment and not get too serious. Life is too important to be taken seriously. So that element of water is a very powerful one. And I'll be addressing some of the planets in or aspecting these water signs, water planets, being involved in some of the current transits for October 2023. I hope you'll stick around. We're going to focus again on themes. I like that. I feel comfortable talking about the themes that are going on in each of the 12 star signs, because that theme is going to underpin all of the different activities that you embark upon. Personal ones, relationships, family, social, friends, and professional. So the main theme I'll be talking about will obviously spread its tentacles into all these different areas of your life. So hang around. We're going to talk about it October 2023. We're nearing the end of the year, and I'm excited to tell you about what's happening. It's been a couple of months since I've been on board, and I do have some interesting information. You know, these karmic connections we've been talking about, the karma of it all and how we negotiate and navigate that on our path. I want to talk about the practical solutions to some of these challenges that are arising for all of us as a group and as individuals. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.